What is up, guys? Chapter 982 of One Piece. The scans has been released and the fan translations have been released today. So of course I'm gonna review the chapter. Well, my initial thoughts on the chapter, it was one of those chapters where the story is building up to something even bigger. We got a couple of reveals this chapter which I'm gonna go over, and let's start off with the first panel, man. Black Maria and Kaido. She's all up in Kaido, which makes me think that she has an agenda going on against Kaido. Maybe she's using Kaido for a bigger purpose, but yet, or something similar to that extent. Again, I don't think she might be Yamato's mom. That would be one of the craziest reveals to see Yamato's character reveal, and seeing how he's basically a mixture of Kaido and Black Maria. Again, that's just a speculation, so don't hold me accountable for that. But there could be some type of relationship between Kaido and Black Maria. Just how she was all over him. Again, I'm not saying Kaido might be a ladies guy, but man, if he is, he's a G, you already know. But Kaido got ways with the woman, man. You can't lie about that. So next we see Kanjuro. He beats up some of Orochi's men and basically informs Orochi about the failure to trap the Red Scabbards. And he also talks about how Kiyomon was basically much more smarter than what he thought he initially was. Again, Orochi, listening to this, Orochi is nervous. He's trembling in fear. And Kanjuro basically tells Orochi that he has Momonosuke with him, and Momonosuke tried to escape, but ultimately failed, and Kanjuro had to beat him to a pulp. Again, it's sad to see Momonosuke, the boy, getting beat up like that. But we know that later on in the chapter, they reveal that basically Orochi wants to sacrifice Momonosuke, and he wants to execute him just like he did his father. So again, this is building up to something like, again, just like Marineford, where Ace was basically executed and Luffy and company had to save him. Again, it's almost to the extent of that, but I don't think it's that serious. Obviously, Momonosuke is not gonna die. But again, it's almost to the extent of Marineford. Again, we see a lot of parallels between post and pre-time skip. So I don't know if you guys noticed that, but I noticed that a clear parallel between Marineford and Wano. Again, Oda stated Wano's gonna be so good compared to Marineford. So let's keep on going, guys. Again, I want to talk about how big Kanjuro is. If you look at the panel when he's holding Momonosuke, it's almost as Momonosuke is like a little twig. It's crazy. I don't know the size comparison, but Kanjuro looks to be like pretty tall. I don't know if it was a mistake on the drawer's side, but that panel just makes Kanjuro look like Kaido's size. Like it's crazy. Also, Black Maria has sympathy for Momo as well. It's kind of cool, of course. She seems to have sympathy for people. She doesn't seem like those characters that doesn't care about anyone, but she does seem to have like some sympathy for Momonosuke. Kaido also seems like he's a little worried about Momonosuke, not to the extent of, oh, is he alright? But almost like if Momonosuke is here, I could imagine how much more people that were part of Oden's, greatness is probably around the corner. So I think Kaido's worrying about that as well. Again, Kaido also gets notified that Luffy, Zoro, Kid, and Killer are also on the island. And I think Oda is really symbolizing the importance of these characters this arc. In my opinion, we will see a lot of character development between these four characters, especially in Wano. They're gonna probably get the biggest fights this arc. Again, I could see Kid and Luffy taking on Kaido, of course, and I could see Zoro and Killer taking on a calamity like, I don't know, Jack or King, or to the extent Queen, or even Yamato. If Yamato is confirmed to be an enemy. But again, all these chapters are basically building up to chapter 1000. Again, we only have a few more chapters till we reach a chapter 1000, and by chapter 1000, I think we should have a good indication of what Wano's climax should be, and how the tides are gonna turn against Kaido and his army. Again, guys, these four characters again are part of the worst generation, and in my opinion, I feel like they are the the epitome of the worst generation, including Law, especially all the worst generation members. I do think that they are the ones that have the biggest chance of, becoming something great in the pirate era. Okay, again, Orochi again was trembling in fear, knowing that the samurais are alive. You could even see in the panel when Black Maria is pouring him some alcohol, his hands are trembling and he's dropping a lot of the alcohol as well. So that's pretty cool to see. Now guys, another big reveal was that Kaido wants the samurais to find out the clues to how to get to Laugh Tale. Again, a lot of us speculated that, but we know for a fact that none of the samurais actually know how to get to Laugh Tale. So Oden basically never told them, and basically the only people who know are the remnants of the Roger Pirates, Whitebeard, and I would say probably even Garp probably even knows, in my opinion. If Roger and Garp are really close, I would believe Garp knows how to get to Laugh Tale, and he probably knows the history of the world, and Sengoku as well. So again guys, another big reveal. I gotta stop saying big reveal. But Marco's message to Luffy was revealed, and Marco's message to Luffy was So Marco's message to Luffy was, sorry if I'm a little late, but I'll be there. So Marco's initial reaction was to go to Wano. So again, Nekomamushi didn't force Marco to go, but instead Marco initially had the intention to go, but probably something got in the way of him not going, and that's why he didn't show up on time. So again, it's pretty cool to see that Marco had the intention the whole time to go to Wano, and he wasn't just going because Nekomamushi told him so. There must be a bigger reason why Marco wants to go to Wano. It could be, again, he's fulfilling his captain's last 2 orders to protect Luffy and to basically sail out to the New World. Again, pretty crazy. Marco, again, the GOAT. Last chapter was insane. Last chapter was hype. We can't deny that. Let's keep it going. So again, Denjiro basically is like another one of the GOATs. Okay, now Sasaki was trapped by Denjiro. So what this tells me, guys, is that Sasaki has to be, or at least is one of the stronger members of the Flying Six. Why would Denjiro trap Sasaki and not another character, like Who's Who or even Oti or Page 1, which I'm going to get to in a second. But really, Oda is showing the importance of Sasaki being trapped to kind of give us an indication that he is one of the stronger Flying Six members. And again, in my opinion, that's pretty cool of Oda to do. And Denjiro pretty much, he even speculated. He's like, okay, so now you had him trapped. He's one of the more troublesome Flying Six. So this kind of confirms that he's one of the stronger Flying Six members. So again, will he show up in the war? Again, of course, I think he will show up, but it will be a little too late for him to do anything. Same thing with the Big Mom Pirates as well. So Big Mom goes crazy on Chopper and Usopp, guys. I think it's pretty funny. At first, we all initially thought, maybe Big Mom was gonna be Mrs. Nice, was gonna act nice with Chopper, basically tell him, oh hey Chopper, remember me? But no, she just goes for the kill, and basically Chopper and Usopp are basically getting her attention to let the other people walk across the brothels and make it to the other side. Again, the last scene, guys, was really weird with Oti and Page 1. I know they're brothers and I know they're related, but at the same time, it's also weird to see how she was riding on him. Again, it could be an indication of her devil fruit, I don't know. But the last scene was hype, guys. We have Luffy and Ulti looking at each other. Ulti basically asks him, what the hell do you want? And Luffy says, I was gonna ask you the same thing. So again, guys, hype. Next chapter, we should see a fight. Finally, we haven't had a couple fights in a while, but this should be an all-out fight. Again, I'm gonna say it again, this Wano arc is a mixture of Enies Lobby and Marineford. Where in Enies Lobby, in the beginning of Enies Lobby, we got the fight between Luffy and Blueno. So again, I think this might be a fight between Ulti and Luffy. Again, it's gonna be hype. We also have Page 1 to put into it, But I do think Luffy is going to fight next chapter. It might not be an all-out scuffle, but again, it might be something along the lines of that. So thank you guys for watching. I'm out. Peace.